Hi, Michelle here. I wanted to film a little tutorial. This may be a little bit of common knowledge or common sense information, but I wanted to show you how I make wire trellises such as this for my Hoyas. This is a pretty standard process, but I want to go ahead and make a couple for you to show you the variety. What you'll need is a few different things. You'll need some wire. What I use and what I found to be the most affordable option is this is 9-gauge anodized aluminum craft wire. This is colored wire to make it look like copper wire, but it is not copper wire. It does not leach copper into the substrate. You'll need a pair of wire cutters. Please don't mind the rust on mine. I left them outside in the rain like a bad tool parent. And you will need, sorry for the squeaking, you will need a pot or some other type of form to wrap your wire around. I use this nice 8-inch pot from my Raven ZZ because it's handy and it's convenient, and it has a sloping side where I can use a whole variety of sizes all in one pot. So what I basically do is, let me scoot this a little out of the way. I have all of my Hoyas here. I was filming another video earlier on sorry, I want to make sure I don't break that. I was filming another video on potting up Hoyas, so I have kind of an endless supply right here waiting for me. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at my Hoya, and I'm going to say, I'm going to get a general idea of how large I want this trellis to be. So in this instance, I want it to be about this big, which is, if I'm eyeing the measurement, that looks to be about 5 inches. So I'm going to imagine about the same diameter. If you want to measure it, you can. I go by eye. That's how I was taught to measure. That's just how I go. So you want to take a length of wire. You want to open it flat. If you want to take your hand and press it out, make it straighter, you can do that. With the anodized wire, it's a lot easier. Then you want to take it and you want to take your hand around it and you want to wrap it around your mold, or your form as they call it, about where you want the round form to be, how big you want your trellis. Now what you'll want to do, and I'll do this backwards so you can see it, you make sure you can see this. You'll want to leave about, depending upon how big your pot is, you want to leave about 2 to 3 inches on each side as a stake to stick into your pot. So I wrapped it around one end and I'm holding it tight, and then you take it and you unwind. It's a little difficult to do one-handed, but I'll make do. You wrap it around and you don't worry about the second side. You wrap it around and you say, okay, that's about how much wire I need. Take your wire cutters and you snip it about even where the other stake is. And now this is where you go and you perfect your shape. You take it around the form and you bend it and you hold it in shape, and then you bend, you press the poles or the stakes tight up against the form, and then you bend it at a 90-degree angle. And then all you do to get it off is you just kind of slide it off, and there's your trellis. And then this is the format it's in. All you need to do is you just kind of take it and you bend it up and in a little. And there you got your trellis. So it's not perfect. It's a little, you can perfect the shape. I got mine a little crooked, but you can see. So now, let me move the pot over. Let me get all these out of the way. And of course I put my, no I didn't. Thought I did. Whoa. A little crazy around here with all the Hoyas everywhere. Okay. Ah, I dropped one. Oh no. Oh wait. Okay. So this is why we need trellises. Can't have all these Hoyas everywhere. Okay, so now what I do is I take this Hoya and I take a look at it and I say, okay, how does the Hoya look? What's its front shape and what's its back shape? This appears to be the front of the Hoya right here. I got my back to it. This appears to be the front of the Hoya. So I'm going to put the trellis right here, and I'm going to insert it in, then I'm going to bend it a little to get it firm. I did this backwards because I'm trying to do it frontwards for you. So you take the plant and you begin to use little clips to hold it into place. I buy these from Amazon. They're called Orchid clips. You buy them by the 100. They're about $6 per 100. I normally use about 4 or 5 per, that's a stopper. I normally use about 4 or 5 per Hoya that I trellis because I like to get them secure. But if you want to use more or less, feel free. It's whatever makes you feel the most secure with your plant. And now it will grow better because it will have something to climb on. It will have something to hold onto, I should say. And if you need to adjust the clips, like say I want to put them more at the 3 o'clock position. And you don't want to, of course, you don't want to squeeze the growth. And this one is coming from the very front. So you want to be gentle with this. You don't want to force it. You just want to kind of guide it to the trellis. Reposition your clips. And there you are. There is my Hoya Species Affinity Bertonier all trellised up. So that gives you an idea of how I trellis my Hoyas. I make trellises in all sizes. As you can see, for the 2-inch cups, I make little trellises for these too. It's just wrapping around the smaller portion of the mold, the form, as you call it, and you just kind of bend the wire. It's very flexible, but it's perfect to hold Hoyas. I will use this trellis, and because I had it in another Hoya, I will just quickly just spritz it down with rubbing alcohol just to sterilize it. And I will take a look at how this grew. So this is the front. And the process is exactly the same. You don't force the Hoya on the trellis, you just guide it backwards to the trellis. And when you grab onto the stems, you make sure you don't grab a hold of any leaves. This one is one of my favorites. It is not a fast grower, but it is growing it is growing at a steady pace. I don't want to do anything to impede that. So I think I put the trellis back too far, but we'll go like this. Since the plant is still movable because the pond has not been wet after it was potted in this, I can move this still. And like I said, just do as many as you need and don't grab the leaves. And there we are. So there it is. That's how I trellis Hoyas. I hope you found that useful. If you liked what you saw, please consider giving it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to see other videos about plants, Hoyas, other house plants, tips and tricks, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. Until next time, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.